and welcome to today's episode of Innovations in Agriculture. And today's episode, I don't want to so much talk about our product, the Kiminasi Crop Booster. I don't necessarily want to talk about drones or other stuff like that. I really just kind of want to talk about simplicity. You know, Technology and innovation, I think, in a lot of ways, is focused on doing a particular task, but a lot of times the best innovations I found are just to take what you're already doing and make them more simple, make them more easy to use, more easy to manage, easy to deal with, etc. And one of the things that we really strove for when we developed our Kiminasa plant booster is the ability to take everything that you're already doing successfully on your farm and just making it more efficient. So you're already using fertilizer for your farm. So how do we make the plants more efficient to utilize that fertilizer and get a better result from what you're doing? Instead of having to add more and more fertilizer, let's make that fertilizer more efficient so that the plants can get the maximum benefit for the least amount of spend. How do we get plants to utilize water more efficiently? Same thing. How do we get that whole process more efficient? Because you're already irrigating, most likely, or if you're not irrigating, you're spraying. And how do we get those sprays? And how do we get those activities that you're already doing? How do we make them more efficient, or even have a better result, have a better overall, um, you know, return on that investment of time and energy? So one of the things that we've developed, and I may have showed you this screen here, but I want to show you one more time here. This is a cost benefit analysis. Now, we're actually updating this, and we're going to have this on our website very shortly. Now, what you're seeing here, I'm going to move this out of the way, is, move it over here. So what you're seeing here is a cost benefit analysis. Now, for a long time, our company, when we were talking to farmers, we really just kind of focused on the 2 or 3 metrics that they really cared about. So when we developed this little spreadsheet that calculates things, we actually figured out, okay, the farmer, we want to know how many acres or hectares the farmer is using, right? How much he's farming. We want to know how much he's spending per hectare or per acre, right? We want to spend how much, I think this is a per ton. So in this particular country, we were talking to a government official in Nigeria, and he wanted to give us the entire country's production. So we're not talking about a specific farm with 100,000 hectares. We're talking about in Nigeria, there's over 100,000 hectares of tomatoes in production, right? So it's a little bit different. And he was telling us, like, the average farmer is spending, $3,800 in fertilizers, pesticides, chemicals, these types of things per hectare every year. So we said, figure, okay, how much is their production? They said it's 9 tons per hectare, right? And so we just asked the farmer, like, what is the average cost? How much are you making? So just walking through this very simple calculations, this is what we had. So we asked the farmer, okay, let's say it's a farmer we're talking to, and we say, okay, how many hectares do you have in production of tomatoes? And they'll say, like, I have 100 hectares. We ask them, how much are you spending on fertilizers, pesticides, chemicals, etc.? They say $3,800 a hectare. We say, okay, good. How much are you getting? How many tons of tomatoes are you getting per hectare? They say 9 tons. Okay, this is actually extremely low, by the way. If you talk to an American tomato grower, they're probably going to say 20, 30 tons per acre, actually, or maybe like 50 tons per hectare. Nigeria, they're having some serious problems right now, so their yield is pretty low. But let's just say it was 20 tons per hectare, right? We asked them how much are they getting per ton. So they're getting $1,636 per ton, US dollars per ton. And then we actually figure in our cost and everything else. So what we do with this is we just ask the farmer what those numbers are. He says, okay, I'm getting 20 tons per hectare. Great, I'm getting $1,600 per ton. We say, good. If we save you 20% of your fertilizer cost, and we increase your production by 45%, then you're going to get this much extra yield. You're going to get enough extra yield to make an extra $14,000 per hectare, or $1.4 million over 100 hectares. So basically, we're going to make this farmer $3 million on an investment of about $125,000. So $125,000 might sound like a lot, but if you think about it, if you invested $125,000 and you got $1.4 million back in the first year, and over the 2-year lifespan of this device, you got almost $3 million back. That's a pretty good return on investment. That's pretty much a 25x return on investment. So this farmer's going to be extremely happy. Now, if you're wondering how I came up with 45%, if you think I'm just trying to be overblown, they're actually losing about 50% of their production in Nigeria right now on tomatoes because of things like rotting, fungal damage, insect problems, weather problems being a sufficient thing. So what's happening is they're getting a lot of breakage on the tomatoes. So they're breaking up. They're not very healthy, and they're losing about 50% of the production. So we told them, like, look, if we can just increase your overall yield by 20% and reduce your breaking by half, which isn't that hard, you can get about a 45% increase in overall production. And that's where that number came from. But let's say if we were going to be more conservative and the farmer didn't have something like that, we say, what if we just said 10%? That farmer is still going to make $3,400 a hectare, or $340,000 on a 100-acre farm. And we use these numbers to kind of calculate these things. Now, I don't know if you can see this on the bottom here, but we have this calculation as an overall cost benefit. But what about fertilizer savings? So we can actually figure out how much just in fertilizer, just in water savings. And we're going to have further tabs on this. We're actually going to be developing a spreadsheet right now where we're taking this simple cost benefit analysis that we talk to with farmers, and we're going to make it more efficient for them so that they can figure out everything they need to know. How much more money they're going to make in extra yield, how much money they're going to make in fertilizer savings, how much are they going to make, how much are they going to save in water savings, how much are they going to save on fuel, how much are they going to save on fungal or pesticides, fungicides, how much are they going to save on labor costs. All these different factors um, all kind of come into the bottom line and profitability for a farmer. So we're developing a tool that's actually a very simple tool. It's not like some super high tech type of equipment, something like the Kimanasi crop booster. Sometimes it's a matter of consulting with that farmer and just updating and making tracking super simple so that they can track everything they need to track and understand their metrics more efficiently to make their farming more efficient. And that is a big innovation for farming. It doesn't necessarily require a lot of high tech technology like what we have. So when you're looking at innovations in agriculture or any other subject, sometimes it's not just a matter of making something that's totally mind blowing. Sometimes it's a matter of taking a problem that people have or a need that they have and developing something simple that puts everything, all the information they need in an organized form that they can look at their operation at needs. We developed this for our customers at Harvest Harmonics because we know farmers need to know how much they're making. The Kimanasi plant booster, the crop booster that we have, is not a cheap device. We didn't intend it to be cheap. It's not a $5 an acre, $10 an acre device. However, the results that it's obtaining is far, far above and beyond anything you've seen with anything else. So it is a little bit of an investment in our technology, but the return on that investment is better than anything else out by a factor of 10. I mean, there's no fertilizer that's going to give you a 25x increase on return on revenue. It's not going to happen. There's no pesticide that's going to give you a 25x return on investment. There's nothing else out there that can deliver the return on investment that the crop booster does. And we developed a tool like the cost benefit analysis you just saw because we realized and recognized that farmers needed a tool that they can understand and wrap their mind around how they can get profitable with this large investment for their farm. So if you're a farmer and you want to invest in something that's going to produce a tremendous ROI, give us a call or send us an email at service@harvestharmonics.com. Give us a call at 727-324-6750. We would be happy to work with you one-on-one to develop a cost benefit analysis for your farm. And coming soon, if you check out harvestharmonics.com, you'll see the same cost benefit analysis on our website that is in development, and hopefully we'll have that up there soon so that you can just plug in the numbers and figure out for yourself how much money am I going to make with Kimanasi Plant Booster, and watch some videos too so we can show you how you can do that and how it makes total sense to do that. And that's really about all I got in today's episode. I'm going to kind of got a little bit of a hoarse throat there. I'm going to keep it short and simple today. So again, we want to work with every farmer. We want to help you improve the profitability of your farm, not just your yield. And with Kimanasi Crop Booster, we can definitely do that. So hopefully we'll talk soon. If not, we'll see you again next week and have a great, great weekend.